Recently, I was in a bit of a slump. I was ready for new conversations. I was experiencing a lot of sameness. I was ready for what's next. I was taking a walk outside and I decided, instead of feeling gloomy and stagnant, let me just consider possibilities. And I had to start with what was close at hand, what was accessible. So I thought, it's possible that other people will walk on this path and enjoy the scenery. It's possible I'll have a good meal later. It's possible there'll be a beautiful sunset. And gradually I could feel the momentum building. And then I could increase my scope of awareness. It's possible that people are inventing new solutions right now. It's possible that in a lab or a studio or a garage, someone is making a discovery that's going to help this planet. It's possible that we can complete conversations about the pandemic and move on and experience health and wholeness. So this action of thinking about possibilities was on a Friday, and the next day, Saturday, I began attending the 3-day Parliament of the World's Religion Conference. It was online for the first time. And in various sessions, I was exposed to fresh ideas and thinkers and leaders that I'd never heard of before. And I just enjoyed seeing these effective, passionate, dedicated people talking about a wide variety of topics. And I got a lot of leads on new things that I can explore. So now I'm energized by people connecting across the globe. And I'm experiencing possibilities in my own life. The opportunity to be here with you today is something I really welcome and appreciate. So when things feel bleak, when we're feeling down, possibilities for well-being open the doors. Possibilities are the antidote to depression and apathy and stagnation. Possibilities create openings where there didn't seem to be openings before. And the source of possibilities is limitless and always available. We all have a storehouse of options and opportunities waiting to come forth. So we can cultivate possibilities, and I like this word cultivate because it's active, it's an action. We can nurture possibilities. We can change the conversations. We can affect the energy in positive ways. Now let's talk about how cultivating possibilities is different from other practices. In Unity, we teach affirmations and we practice affirmative prayer. But there's some things that don't really lend themselves to an affirmation. For example, it's not really proper for me to affirm something that I want someone else to do so that I feel better. I'm from a large family. I don't have kids, but I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, and I really look forward to welcoming the next generation into the family. I have 2 nieces in college, 2 nephews in college, and it wouldn't really be proper for me to affirm that they're going to get married and have children. Obviously, their lives are their own for them to work out however they will. But I do find joy in considering the possibilities. It's possible that at least some of them will get married and have children. It's possible that I can hold their little babies in my arms and watch them learn how to walk and help teach them how to read, that I can listen to whatever music they're listening to and observe whatever they think is fashionable, and just all the things that go with being with young people. So also, cultivating possibilities is different from generating a list of things to work on. Generating a to-do list puts the focus on doing, and what I'm suggesting is a way of accessing being, a way of accessing the joy of existence. If I make a list of things that I think I should do and then I don't do them, I actually feel worse. So conversations about doing are deeply ingrained in us. We're taught to be busy. Considering possibilities is different from trying to make things happen. Just because I think about a bunch of possibilities doesn't mean I have to do any of them. So returning to my example of taking a walk outside, early on when I was just trying to grasp any possibility I could find around me, I found a large acorn on the concrete pathway. And, I enjoyed looking at it, and then I thought, it's possible this acorn will grow into a tree. And then I tossed it off to the side into the brush where the other trees were growing. I didn't have to stop and plant the acorn. I did give it a better chance. I tossed it off the concrete path, into the dirt, into the brush, and now it's up to Mother Nature. But just focusing on possibilities for growth and expansion helped me feel better. Just seeing possibilities open space in my heart and in my mind. So why does this work? Speaking about possibilities brings us into the present moment. And spiritual teachers advocate living in the now. The reason is because now is where the possibilities are. Now contains the power of possibility. There are possibilities tomorrow, but I'm thinking about them today. The feelings created by future options and openings happen in the present moment. So having a conversation about possibilities brings us into the now while connecting us with the past and with the future. When we act with presence, possibilities are revealed where we didn't see them before. Another way of saying this is that by being present, we reveal possibilities. Where do possibilities live? They live in the unmanifested realm. The unmanifested realm is a field of operations where we make connections and activate relationships. We activate energy in the unmanifested realm. Our access point to the unmanifested realm is in the present. In the present, there is presence, not the kind of present you get on your birthday, but awareness of the current space. So presence happens in the present, and our access to all that is unmanifested happens in the now moment. How do we call forth possibilities? We do so in and with language. We speak them into awareness. Articulation is the presencing of possibilities. One of the results of speaking consciously is that we access possibilities. Dr. Fernando Flores is the father of a field called ontological design, and he teaches that language is action that coordinates action. Now, maybe you say you don't think in words. Maybe you think in pictures, or music, or dance moves. Maybe you communicate telepathically with energy beyond words. That's great. That's great. The key activity is that we are allowing thoughts to find expression. We are taking action to coordinate the action of feeling and expressing. Now you might say, when I'm depressed and I try to think about possibilities, I just think of a bunch of sad, pessimistic, depressing thoughts. Well, to quote Bob Newhart, stop it. The art of articulation is something we can practice. It's a skill we can develop. It's like we can practice anything else. So start where you are and just see what you can find that promotes and supports well-being. It just might be something tiny that you can grasp onto. It might be something very simple or shallow or surface level. That's fine. For example, it's possible that I can take a step forward right now. It's possible that I can do something to help someone else. Have you ever watched rock climbers? There were rock climbing events during the Olympics. In the summer, I enjoyed tuning in. Sometimes the climbers find just a tiny little hold to grasp onto. It doesn't even look like anything, but maybe just their big toe fits on it. Or sometimes the holds are kind of slippery and you can't really grasp on, but they'll find a little groove underneath. They'll just find a little something they can hang on to propel themselves forward, to propel themselves upward, and to continue the climb. So find whatever you can to hang on to. The path may not be super obvious. So how else do we practice? We cultivate possibilities by being open to receive them, by allowing inspiration. Instead of just going with whatever random noise we're experiencing, we can practice choosing our thoughts. We bring forth possibilities by taking the action of focusing, by taking the action of noticing, and by taking the action of expressing in language. Now, I often walk around lost in random thoughts with commercial jingles or whatever's going on in my head. So often it takes conscious effort to notice and become aware and articulate possibilities. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, produced a book called The Revealing Word, among many other books. And just to pull out some quotes and phrases. We can commune with God. We can cleanse and perfect the consciousness. We can synchronize with the Christ mind. We can get still and think about the inexhaustible resources of the infinite mind. We all have concerns in life. We have concerns about the physical body, about money, career, spirituality, recreation, family. We have concerns about the world. We can increase possibilities for addressing these concerns. We can realize an abundance of possible ways to move into alignment with divine flow. Prosperity is an abundance of ways to address concerns. Or another way of saying this is that an abundance of ways to address concerns is prosperity. We feel prosperous when we have an abundance of resources, when we have many open doors ahead of us. Again, we all have a storehouse of possibilities, and our storehouses are replenished from the infinite and eternal source. As the beings we are, we can draw on this infinite source. We can cease and desist with practices that decrease possibilities, and we can focus on practices that increase possibilities for effectively addressing concerns in all domains and in all of our relationships. When we practice connecting with God, Source, eternal oneness, we enhance our ability to take effective action. Effective action is action that addresses a concern or supports well-being. Now, I've said that cultivating possibilities is different from creating a to-do list. I don't have to do all the possibilities I think of. Just creating the space of possibility helps me feel more awake, more expansive, and more alive. And when I feel more awake, expansive, and alive, then I can take inspired action. I can see the avenues that I want to walk down. I can trust my conscience, and I can see my divine guidance. So I talked about how I was feeling stagnant and ready for new ideas. One thing I like to do is listen to long-form podcasts of cognitive scientists and philosophers and people working in epigenetics, people talking for an hour or two or more about their work. And I had gotten where I was no longer even enthused about the options that I had. I feel like I'd explored a lot of the speakers that I was listening to. But now, again, from attending this recent conference, the topic was compassion in action. I've discovered a bunch of other people who are thinking about consciousness and religion and the nature of reality and mythology and other topics that I'm interested in. Cultivating Possibilities opens new avenues. So one way to take effective action is to clean out the storehouse. You know how you feel better when you clean out a closet? Closets are storehouses of possibilities. You may have a closet that has some old things from hobbies that you were pursuing or projects you know you're going to get finished someday. We don't have to keep what we've outgrown. Clearing space for new options is a very productive activity. Sometimes we get bogged down by too many choices. or by a large task and we don't know where to start. When we have clarity, then we know what is effective and we know what isn't. For me, I graduated from ministerial school and was ordained in 2019, and I've considered various avenues that I could pursue. I could get some certifications in various areas. I could work on a PhD. I could volunteer on different committees. Out of all the possibilities I could choose, I'm realizing that what I'm really interested in is interfaith ministries. I want to focus there. So by articulating possibilities, we bring ideas from the unmanifested realm into the manifested realm. When I have clarity, oh yeah, interfaith, that's an avenue I want to pursue, then I can take effective action. With clarity, here's some things that I can actually do. So when we bring ideas from the unmanifested realm into the manifested realm, we're taking effective action and producing results. So here's what I invite us to do. Understand that the world is filled with possibilities. Articulate possibilities in whatever languages you speak. Cultivate possibilities and focus on the ones you feel called to focus on. Know that allowing possibilities to emerge brings us into the present moment because whatever we're noticing and whatever we're feeling is happening now. And now is where we connect to the divine. You may have noticed that humanity's going through a rather tumultuous stretch. It's possible that a tiny acorn will grow into a tree that people will appreciate for decades to come. It's possible that people will thrive and flourish and bring forth new generations. It's possible that people are creating solutions to all of humanity's concerns. It's possible that people are awakening to oneness and compassion. It's possible that I can take a step forward right now. And so can you. Thank you.